Hello everyone. We are from first group. My name is Gusti, Priskilla Dewi, and my friends Tirtayasa and Bintang Permatasari. And we'll explain about orientation to online teaching and learning. Next. Okay. This material have 5 subchapters. The first one is online learning in 21st century. The second one is asynchronous learning. The third one is online course delivery. The fourth one is features of a learning management system. The last one is time on site versus online. Next. Before we move further into the explanation about each subchapter, we must know what is online teaching and learning first. Online teaching and learning are different from teaching on site. What is make them different is there is an absence of physical learning space. The second one is we have to plan and creating online class content. The third one is communicating online rather than in person. The fourth one is delayed feedback. The fifth one is visual design. The sixth one is flexibility. The seventh one is time online. And the last one is class participation versus attending class in office hours. Next. Okay. The first chapter is online learning in 21st century. As we know that in the past, teacher just give the material to the students and students just take a note about the explanation. They often don't question it about the material. But what is different within that era that era and this era is because the 21st century learner is globally aware, a communicator, a problem solver, a critical thinker, a collaborator, civically engaged, information and media literate, financially and economically literate, an innovator, and a self-directed learner. They are all a native of technology. So in this 21st century, the focus is not direct toward just teaching students. Now, teachers are also being taught to facilitate students' learning so that the learning experience can be enhanced as much as possible. As a future teacher, we have to familiar with the elements and standard of a good online course, so we can make our learning can easily understand by the students. Next. Okay, the second one is asynchronous learning. The term of learning where asynchronous learning are the term of learning where students learn the same material at different times and locations. This type of learning environment provides students teaching material and tools for registration, instruction, and discussion. The example of this asynchronous learning maybe in our last semester, we have ICT class, grammar class using this asynchronous learning in Schoology. Next. asynchronous learning allows for flexibility of time because in asynchronous learning, we have no limit time to study. We can study anytime as long as we have a look to the deadline. Second one is a place. Learner can study anywhere because we have our gadget, our PC. We can study anywhere as long as we have an access. The third one is pace. Learner can adjust their own pace when they learn the course. So we can choose what material we have studied first, second, and the last. We can choose with our own. And the last one is participation. There is no pressure on learner to respond to comment and question immediately as therefore an on-site course. We have to we can choose we want to participate or not, but it can impact our score if we don't participate. Okay, that's all for me, and the next material will be delivered by Bintang.
Okay, Maya, thank you for the chance. Now I shall continue the presentation, but before that, if my voice is clear enough to hear, can you hear me?
Can you make it more louder?
Okay. How about now? Can you hear my voice now?
Yes.
Hello?
It's better.
Okay. Okay. Now we are going to talk about LMS. So what is LMS? LMS is a learning management system, the program used to create and manage an online course. With this learning management system, teachers can maximize the learning process. There are many kinds of learning management systems that we can use and find in the internet, one of which is next, Schoology model, and our e-learning Undiksa is kind of LMS too, but only be used for us and our lectures. Next. There are many features provided by learning management system, and I will give some features of this learning management system. Next. The first one is sample learning management system features lists for asynchronous. As what Mayang said before, asynchronous is where we can learn in the different times and location, and the features are next. The first feature is syllabus. Syllabus is an overview of the course in outline form. So here I have examples of syllabus. In here we can see the overview of the course that we are going to learn. Next.
Syllabus, Bintang. Syllabus.
Yeah.
It is syllabus, not syllabus.
What is this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Keep going.
Okay, I will continue. The second one is calendar. The calendar is schedule or deadlines and course events. Here the examples of calendars in the learning management system. From calendars, you can, see the events or deadlines that you have in the course. Next. The third one is teacher's announcement. Here, teacher's announcement is teacher updates and reminders. Here, I take a screenshot of our previous course in fourth semester. So here there is a teacher updates and reminders about the course. Next. The next is lessons. In lesson is a content section usually organized with topic. Here, for example, there is the lesson we have in the previous course. There is introduction to ICT and lesson that we have in the hello. Next, okay. Now it is discussion forum. Discussion forum is an ongoing online stories or text discussion. Here we can discuss something related to our course with our friends or our lecturers. Next. And the next is blog. Blog is an online space where one author creates a posting. Here we can write anything related to our course and our topic of the material. Okay, for example, I take a screenshot of Undiksa blog in the PPL awal. Next. Okay, the last is testing or quizzing. Testing or quizzing is assessment that determines how successfully outcomes have been achieved. So, teacher must add some quiz or test in the learning management system to test student achievement and student outcomes. Next. Okay, the second one is sample learning management system features list for synchronous. Synchronous is a kind of learning that we can do in the same time but different place or location. Next. So the features are the first one is chat. Chat or of text comments and remarks real time. So here we can communicate, we can share our thoughts via chat in the real time at the same time with the participant. Next. And the last is live classroom or live meeting. Live classroom or live meeting is online class sessions in which the teacher and all members are there at the same time and communicate using voice and video. This is what we are doing now as we are communicate and have a video conference using Zoom meeting. Okay, next. Okay, I think that's all. For time on site versus online will be explained by Kenny. Kenny, the time is yours.
Thank you, Bintang. Now I will present time on site and versus online. Before I continue, does everyone hear my voice?
Yes, Ken.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Ken.
Ken.
Okay, thank
Ken.
you. Now I will continue. So the first, In time on-site versus online, we need to understand how the time works. Because in on-site, we already scheduled with the class, but in online, the teacher still need to they still unprepared for the material in class. This is the difference between teaching on-site and teaching online. For teaching on-site, it's specific and clearly defined periods for planning, preparation, class session, and feedback from the teacher. But in teaching online, nothing is scheduled at the first time when we start teaching online. Now, from the week online. What is week online? When the teacher plans for how much time the learner should be spending for work and participation. It should be equal when the time spent for its on-site with the same with on-site equivalent. And the actual time the learner spends at the computer not same with the time when sitting in the classroom. So next is flexibility and inconvenience. So flexibility using asynchronous learning that the learner and teacher can go online whenever convenient. For example, you can make meeting in outside of the country with flexible time, but it also connected with deadline and guidelines because as a teacher you need to choose the right time based on the student's location so they're not late for sending their assignment and activity. The points that helps in online teaching that are the online courses must be equal in the content challenge with the on-site course, and the course content is driven by the identical learning outcomes that drive the on-site course. This is for teachers' personal time when not in online. The first is designing course. The teacher should planning for the next meeting. Then posting material. The teacher should giving announcement, material, discussion topic, and activity. Next is checking in. Teacher should be logging the response from the learner about discussion topic and assignment that they have sent to Google Classroom or Schoology. Feedback and assignment. For feedback and assignment, learner assignment requires feedback. The time spent on this should be about the same as it is in on-site course. And last is class management. It is for discussion and forum, and teacher should make assignment folder to make the learner send their file in it. And the time. Time is difficult to estimate, but teacher can assign online course for first is checking, see how the things are going, then activities, posting announcement, discussion, and responding the learners. And respond and feedback. Teacher should giving evaluation for the learner's work. This is the tips to saving time using online teaching. That is planning, then organization, and consistency. But it also has additional saving time, simplicity and clarity in language instruction, easy access in giving learning materials such as media, video, or template, and model for variety model for activities and assignment. That is all. So we continue to question and answer session.